everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monica, aka Mona Lisa. If you don't know who I am, I'm an illustrator and comic writer, and I have 16 years plus of experience in fashion design, graphic, toy design, and a little bit animation, just the visual development side. If this is your first time watching me, I am creating a comic book series that is based on my journey, showing a little bit behind the scenes of the comic book that I'm currently working on. I am planning to launch it in October. This is just me talking my way through my process and everything. If you haven't watched my previous 2 videos, please press pause on this one and click back into watching episode 1 and 2. In 1, I go over a crash course on how I started this comic book, from the visuals to the writing, and then started my process of doing thumbnails. In episode 2, I go over how important it is to really get your calendar set. I was not documenting my dates correctly, and thankfully I am up to date. Currently, right now, I'm working on pencils. As you saw previously, I was in New York, and I'm gonna share a little bit about some of the places that I went to and the journey, grab some coffee. Oh no, it's okay. Thank you. To MoMA, I decided to take a little art break. My sister told me there was an exhibit with Diego and Frida Kahlo, which are one of my 2 favorite artists, so I'm gonna go head on out there right now. She is one of my favorite artists. I really like how she captures a lot of her emotions into her painting, a type of trauma she experienced. She really has a great way of capturing that emotions into the painting, and that's something that I've always been drawn to her. As somebody who does struggle with mental health, with this comic book, I am trying to capture a little bit some of that journey myself. It was a beautiful exhibit to even just see some of the rough sketches that they had, or even be really fully up close. like the third or fourth time that I tried re-recording it because I noticed that the mic wasn't on. Then the video didn't save when I re-recorded with the actual audio. So I apologize if I'm all over the place, but that's the mess that comes with me. So whatever. I'll do my best to remember what exactly I try to capture in it. So penciling, I was doing from Tuesday to Saturday. Sunday and Monday, I do buffer days, which is great. And because of the trip to New York, I was having technical difficulties. Once I came back from New York, I was able to actually try to catch up. Yes, I did have some client work and some personal things that I was doing. Great thing about it is today is Sunday. I am working on catching up. I believe I'm like 4 to 5 pages behind, but if I utilize today and tomorrow wisely, I will be up to speed. And I'll quickly show you how I do some of the penciling. One of the great programs that I use is Clip Studio, and that program is geared towards people who are writing their own comic book, manga, graphic, webtoon, whatever you want to call it. Great tools already installed into it, and one of them that I really love utilizing is the 3D sculpt. This is great if you're trying to set up a certain scene, you can't find any reference images for that pose, or it's a perspective that is not really your forte or your strong suit. It's a little overwhelming at first, but once you get the hang of it, you actually can utilize it best to your advantage. So I'll show you here. And I did a very basic kind of pose. So in this scene, you have Sola in her younger years, and she's facing towards her mom. This is a pose I could come up with on my own, but I wanted to share with you as a pure basic. So you can rescale it and then also create different angles with it. And so for this, I just turn it because she is kind of facing her mom. Then I kind of do a quick overlay over it, and that's kind of it. In terms of utilizing the other joints, you have to be very patient with it and be slow. The sensitivity is definitely strong when you're trying to click on certain joints. Be a little patient with it. You could definitely use Control Z to revert back to the previous post that you had. I'm almost halfway through penciling. It's been really great. I believe I have 2 more weeks of penciling. Should be doing a review on the last week. I did also email some vendors, and yeah, I did not expect the quotes for shipping to be crazy high. Mind you, in general, there's nothing wrong with the quote. It's mostly just jarring that I'm upfronting a lot of that money at once. That's probably the most I've ever paid for developing a product, but it's going to be done. I'm going to be super excited once it's all completed. I also decided to start tote bag with embroidery in it, as well as these cute sticker sheets that are more mini on the miniature sides. The one I have currently is like 5x7, and I kind of want to do it 2x6. So super cute and little. I'm kind of adding more onto my plate, but essentially I'm really inspired, and I can't wait to just where this year takes me, especially with the October drop, how much I'm going to be so relieved to finally making this comic book. So on to just in general, sort of comic book related, but not necessarily a part of this process. It is more part of the marketing. This week, I actually met with this tarot reader. Her name is Priestess Python. And if I'm wrong, I'll put the information below. And she gave me a lot of insight on how to utilize my tools more better and to my advantage without overwhelming myself, especially with burnout. Because if you're freelance or creative or somebody who's wanting to do endeavor like small business, just know that when you're on your own, you're going to be essentially doing everything all on your own. Meaning you're not only going to be creating, which is fun, but you're going to be making sure you have a schedule or implementing deadlines, as well as reaching out emails, marketing, think about branding, logo, as well as social media. So she gave me a lot of great insight on like how to widen my audience without overwhelming myself. Essentially, I got really inspired to redo my Artist Alley booth. I've done it for 3 years so far, and each time I do a convention, I always tweak my booth a little bit, but but I can never really fully engage how to brand myself to the best because I don't know what my identity is in terms of my booth, and like I do in a sense. My identity in terms of my booth, the aesthetic is very dark with a hint of bit cuteness. So hence why I'm always wearing black, and then I got this cute little pink mic. That kind of just describes my personality in the sense of what I am attracted to. I never knew on how to best represent myself in these booths. After that conversation with the tarot reader, it just clicked for me. I want to do a booth that represents not also my culture, but like who I am aesthetically. So I was thinking about things and what gravitates me. And one of the places I used to go a lot as a child is Santee Alley in downtown LA, or even going to like a mercado. I love the like bold colors, how the typography and everything. So it just clicked for me on how I want to modify everything. Maybe I'm going to add this a little bit onto the comic book diaries, since essentially it is how I'm going to try to market the comic book itself. So it's going to help a lot with the display. And I'm excited because tomorrow I am going to Santee Alley and I'll document some of that, where I'm going to buy some supplies as well as take pictures of stores for inspiration. This is going to be great because I have Rose City Comic Con in 3.5 months. Have it ready for it. If you like this, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already. If you want to help support this channel or just this comic book endeavor as well, please support my Patreon channel, as well as you could donate on my coffee. If you can't afford it, no judgment. There's other ways to support it, meaning to add me on my Instagram, which is Mona Lisa Draws, as well as TikTok with the same username. Keep on the lookout. I am planning by the next video to start a newsletter. This will be like a little bit more drops on behind the scenes, as well as notifying you when the next YouTube video is out or anything else, any other information relating to this art journey that I'm going through. Thank you again for watching. I will see you in 2 weeks for the next video. Bye.